Yo, what's up you guys? It's your boy Tren here with, you all guys already know, with another Demon Hunter guide. This time it's for patch 905 and there's actually a big change to Demon Hunter class. It is, in my opinion, a lot better than the old spec that we used to go with. You can see I'm spec'd right now into Unbound Chaos, and I can tell you this, Unbound Chaos is a big game changer for Demon Hunter, especially if you combine it with the Night Fae Covenant. So what is different now in 9.5, right? So this feels illegal. Just so you guys know, I'm doing this live on my Twitch. You can find it in my description below. The chat is also watching with us. We're doing this live right now and I'm just recording it. So what is different now with patch 905, right? So there are new legendaries. Necrolord has been buffed. The Unbound Chaos has been buffed. That's basically it, right? So the main things that are very important is the Unbound Chaos change. I'll be honest with you guys and I'll just be very direct about it. Necrolord change is, in my opinion, not that significant. The reason why is because they have nerfed the new legendary Burning Wounds right before it was about to release. I was thinking in my previous video that Necrolord was going to be very good to get with Burning Wound, but since this got nerfed to 65%, it's not the best legendary anymore. Burning Wound is, in my opinion, only played in situations where you play in 3v3 and you actually have double cleave. Then it's good, but if you don't have that, it's not the greatest legendary to play with, especially in 2v2, and that's what most of the people actually play. Now, the big change and what I kind of want to talk about is Unbound Chaos. And Unbound Chaos is such a strong ability. It can crit for 14k, it does like 7k, 8k non-crit, and if you combine this together with the Hunt ability, you can get some crazy burst damage out. Like you can stun the target, you can I-beam, hunt, fell rush through them, and you can literally do like 100% of someone's HP. So, and this is only on the 20-second, it's like around the 18-second to 20-second cooldown depending on your immolation aura. So this talent is extremely powerful, and it's a lot better than Trail of Ruin or Glaive Tempest because, you know, Trail of Ruin, it does give some... it probably maybe seems higher, I'm not sure, but Trail of Ruin just gives you a dot that causes pressure, not really kill opportunity. And the same thing with Glaive Tempest. Glaive Tempest is more like Unbound Chaos because it does give you a burst in a short amount of time, so you can actually score kills with it, but Unbound Chaos is way ahead of these two talents, so I'm always specking Unbound Chaos. It's really good. Alright guys, so there are a few things that I want to tell you all, and that is mostly, I noticed that most Demon Hunters, they don't know how to play their class properly, right? The class is very squishy, so you need to use your mobility accordingly. A lot of times I get questions like, hey Tren, why don't you play with Blind Fury or Insatiable Hunger? It synergizes so well with Collective Anguish, but you guys just need to rethink in a PvP perspective, right? You need Fellblade Demon Blades because you want to have a gap closer all the time, because your Fell Rush is now used for damage by your Unbound Chaos, and you also need to use Fell Rush for mobility to either kite or chase. So Fellblade Demon Blades is really good, and I'm gonna speak a little bit about Collective Anguish because I started playing Collective Anguish for quite a bit and I noticed I have great success with it, and the reason why is because there is no RNG involved. None of it. Every time I stun a target and I I-beam, I know I'm gonna get X amount of damage from my legendary and it's gonna support me in a way. If I play with Chaos Theory, this is completely RNG and I don't know if I'm gonna get benefit from that legendary at the right time. Burning Wounds, the same thing. It's very nice. It does good damage, but is it gonna help me score a kill? I don't think so, no. So Collective Anguish has helped me so much. Like I stun a target, I I-beam, I use my Unbound Chaos before, and I Fell Rush through, or I just do a hunt into an I-beam with Collective Anguish burst, and it's incredible. It's really crazy. So you guys need to be aware that the way you gotta play Demon Hunter right now is outside of your cooldowns, you're gonna be super squishy. You're very squishy outside of your cooldowns because the only time you can live is when you have your benefits from your leech and when you're in Metamorphosis. So when you watch my streams, you often see me just kite around, go for my stun, I-beam, I do my blade dance, do my fell blade, just get as much burst out as possible, and then I start kiting again. I don't really stay in the fight that often, and you really just gotta respect people's cooldowns. You just need to know that you need to have the mindset that you are the weakest class in the game. You cannot just outtrade other classes like a warrior or a windwalker or a feral druid. Like, you cannot stand in their face and expect to win the trade game, because they will win, right? So you need to always try to win trades with your utility, with your stuns, with your I-beams, with your blur, you know, with incapping him when he posts his defensive cooldowns, and then keep the pressure on the healer. That's how you kind of have to play Demon Hunter. Alright, I get this question a lot, and it's always about when do you play with the Darkness Legendary? Do you play it in 2s? Do you play it in 3s? I recommend you guys to only play it into Rogue Mage. If you feel, because you're inexperienced with your kiting and defensives, you can try to, of course, play it into more comps. But me personally, I only play it into Rogue Mage. They are the only ones that can kill me. Then the other thing that I always play is Insignia. I do not play with Badge because Insignia has insane uptime. It usually has like between 50 and 60% uptime for me. And Badge is just more burst in a short time window, but Insignia is just going to give you more stats throughout the game. And I also, when I play with my Darkness Legendary, I also always play with BM Trinket. Especially in patch 905, BM Trinket is buffed, so it's definitely worth to pick this one up. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of Naya because the Grub Invocation that gives you mastery, yes, it does buff your chaos damage. It doesn't really matter, man. Like, forget about it. I don't understand why people want to play this, because burst is really bad, poison is really bad, and I don't like RNG, right? Same with burst, I don't like RNG. Same with this, has a chance to grant you a stack of RNG. Don't like it. Anti-RNG, okay? Just know that. Why do I like Corraine and why do I always play Corraine? Is because Wild Hunt Tactics gives you 10% more damage above targets above 75% HP. So this means every time you go for a stun burn or stun burn I-beam, you do massive damage and you burn the target's mana by a lot. Also, what it does, and like I said before, you're super squishy. You get 15% haste for 5 seconds. Yeah, 15% every time you hit someone. And sometimes if the target is below 75% health, throw a glaive on the other guy and benefit again from that 15% movement speed. Combine this together with Felfire Haste, you should always basically have 15 plus 8% movement speed. I don't know the math, bro. Fuck. 15 plus 8. 23% movement speed all the time. That is really, really strong. So I like to play with Unnatural Malice, and I always want to play with Vicious Ink. Do not play with Roaring Fire because you might think, oh, this might synergize very well with Collective Anguish. Do not play it. Every single class in the game has magical abilities. Survival Hunters, Frost DKs, Warriors with Condemn. Everyone has magical effects. So Vicious Ink always gives you benefit. Like, you will always benefit in every single game with Vicious Ink. And this is completely optional. Some people say that Relentless Onslaught might do more damage, but again, it has a chance to trigger a second kill strike, for only 8% chance to trigger a second kill strike, which I don't like. I don't like RNG.
Anti-RNG.
So I just go with Growing Inferno because I know that this always gives me damage when I need it. So when I use my Immolation Hour on a target, I know it's gonna do damage. It's not RNG. And you obviously have Face Your Foes. I don't like any of these two. Face Your Foes basically just reduces the damage people do on you by 3%, which is huge for your survivability. Usually, your normal go-to burst is stunning the target and then I-beaming. You can Immolation Aura and then you Fel Rush through them. That's like the easiest burst, or you can use your Immolation Aura beforehand, then use your Fel Eruption, and then you use I-beam. That is your bread and butter burst every single time, right? This is without the hunt. When you have the hunt, it's gonna be a little bit different because you cannot use your I-beam. You cannot use your I-beam and the hunt in the same global because the stun is gonna be too short unless you have a partner that does a DR stun. But when I do my own, when I want to hunt someone, what I like to do is I'll just get my I-beam off first, and then I stun, I hunt, and I will Fel Rush right through them with it, and then I will end it up with a Blade Dance. Alright guys, so as a Demon Hunter, you have long cooldowns, right? The hunt is a 1.5 minute cooldown, and you do want to use this as an execute ability. Now, you want to bait cooldowns with the hunt, and what do I mean with that? If you watch my streams often, you can see me fake the hunt very often. There's a macro that I use. It's a stop casting macro, and I actually bound it to my Fel Blade. So if I want to hunt a target and people expect that hunt is going to do big damage. Let's say a paladin is at around 20% HP. I will hunt him and I will press this keybind, this stop casting keybind, right? You can also press escape if you don't want to use it, and then it will cancel the cast. What this does, it forces people to panic, maybe to trinket, bubble, turtle. They will use like parry, something like that, you know, in order to save themselves. And that is the strongest ability that you have, and that is the strongest advantage that you should take of people, is you will burn through their cooldowns without using a single cooldown. And when they don't have that cooldown and they don't have that trinket, that's when you go for a stun, that's when you go for a hunt, and that's when you have to score the kill. Alright, so guys, so last but not least, obviously, what comps are you going to be playing in 905? What are the favorable comps for Demon Hunter? Now, I have been playing a lot of 2s, and I noticed that Demon Hunter, and it's always been like this, Demon Hunter works very well with healers that can sustain themselves, that they can survive themselves, you know, that don't need that much healing or peeling, like a Resto Shaman, a Resto Druid. They can most of the time just live on their own without any peeling. Like if you're gonna play with a Disc Priest, you're gonna stumble, at least me, you're gonna stumble across many problems, because a Disc Priest always synergizes very well, for example, with a Rogue or a Red Pally or a Mage. And what do all those classes have in common? They all have lots of CC. They can sheep, they can, you know, slow for them, they can kidney, they can like this, the red has freedoms, has bobs. They have so much utility for their teammate, while a Demon Hunter needs to use his stuns offensively. So you need to find a healer, and I like to play with a Resto Druid and a Resto Shaman. Also been playing a lot with the Mistweaver. They also survive very well, even though Mistweaver is a meme. I have had a lot of success, like especially into casters with Mistweaver. Mistweaver is also good, and you can even play with the Holy Priest. I noticed that Holy Priests are also very good in surviving because they are a lot more tanky than Disc Priests. So in 2s, I would say Resto Druid, Resto Shaman, Mistweaver, and Holy Priest are very well. And in 3v3, I would recommend you guys to play obviously with the best class in the game. Play with a Warrior, play Warrior Demon Hunter, and try to experiment with what healer. I would say is going to be the best now with either a Resto Shaman or a Resto Druid. So if you made it this far in the guide, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to catch me live, check out my Twitch. It's in the description below. I stream every single day. And if you have any questions, you know, just hop by the stream, join the community, ask away. Everyone in the chat will also help you. And yeah, man, if you want to subscribe, leave a comment what you want to see next in the next video. And leave a like, man. See you in the next video.